In Spanish, there are different verb endings to tell you who is doing an action. There are different verb endings for each tense. The verb endings are I, you, he/she, we, and they. The preterite is a verb tense that corresponds to the English past tense. For example, I did something, like I ate, I passed, I walked, etc. There are different endings based on how the verb looks. For example, a regular AR verb, which ends in AR, would end in I, aste, o, amos, or eron. And to conjugate, you take the infinitive, which in English would correspond to do something. You take off the AR, and you add the ending. Now let's go into IR, ER verbs. These are the same as AR, except for they end in ER or IR. The endings are as follows: I, iste, io, imos, o ieron. To conjugate these, it's much the same. You just take off the ER or the IR and add the ending. The next are ir verbs. Ir means to go in Spanish. And these would just be fui, fuiste, fue, fuimos, and fueron. Next you have GA verbs, which would be I, iste, o, imos, and eron. These are a little bit more tricky. For verbs that sound like traer, you take off the ER, you add a J, and then you add your ending. For verbs that are like decir, you take off the IR, you change the E to an I, and you change the C to a J and add your ending. For verbs like conducir, you take off your IR, you change the C to a J, and you add your ending. Lastly, you have your conditionals. These are not a form of preterite, but in fact a different verb tense. The conditional is similar to if you were to say in English, he would do something, or I would do something, or she would do something. The verb endings are ia, ias, ia, iamos, and ian. To conjugate these, you simply add this to the end of the infinitive.